I can't oversell it. Like, it has everything you could possibly want in like a ridiculous over the top Kill Bill action film. Like, it's got this one guy that keeps getting up, like, and you put him down the first time, and the next time you use his face to open a locked door. Actually, you do that a couple different
Or
times.
what about the part where he like swings an ashtray at you and he misses, and then he like tries to use it as like cover?
Yeah, he tries to block with the ashtray, and you throw it straight through the ashtray and break the ashtray in his face.
Yeah, in his face. You do that like 2 times or something like that.
And like you break his. Is it him? You break his face over the urinal.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Or sorry, you
Same
break
guy.
the urinal.
The same guy,
with his
yeah.
face. He just keeps getting up. He gets up like 6 times.
Yeah,
Dude, that's way more times than I would get up. Like maybe like twice, and then after that,
I
I'd be
would
like,
think the second time
yeah.
after the ashtray goes through your face, I would think that's it. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I'll cut my finger off. Thanks.
He's gonna be an opossum and play dead.
And he ends up getting drop kicked out a window.
Yeah.
He's probably dead. Like he's what I
Well-
like to call Batman
well,
dead. Right?
you know,
Like you know,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
Kiryu makes a big deal about killing people, but then throws people out windows, you know, and like Batman does the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Kiryu. He doesn't kill people, so he's probably
Yeah.
not dead.
He doesn't kill people, but falls do.
So do urinals.
Yeah, gravity kills people.
It was gravity that killed him. I just gave him a little push downward.
Welcome to the Cable Club. We're a retro video gaming podcast where 3 guys visit Nihon, and we're linking up to talk about the games you love and rank them. This is episode number 64. We're your hosts. I'm Steve.
Oi, I'm Dan.
Konnichiwa. I'm Don.
And today we're talking about Yakuza 0. So, get ready to upload data from us to you. But first,
I hope you're also ready for us to butcher everything Japanese fundamentally about this game.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
But first, get ready to hear us butcher everything about Japanese. And we're going to set the mood. Neon bleeds down rain-slick alleys in Kamurocho, where the Yakuza move like shadows between hostess bars and late-night ramen counters. Their presence felt more than seen. Suits are pressed, smiles are thin, and business is conducted in murmurs that disappear under the bass thump of underground clubs. The city after midnight is all contrasts. Polite bows above, clenched fists below, where loyalty is currency and reputation weighs heavier than cash. Cigarette smoke curls under kanji-lit signs, taxis idle like witnesses, and everyone knows which doors you knock on only once, and which you never knock on at all. Kiryu was young, broke, and carrying more responsibility than he ever wanted. He had been raised to believe that strength meant loyalty, and that honor wasn't something you talked about. It was something you lived. When he was framed for a crime he didn't commit, everything he had built collapsed overnight. Friends turned away, doors closed. The easy path would have been to give in to his anger, and to let the city harden his heart. But Kiryu didn't. Instead, he chose something harder, to stand firm even when standing alone.
Good stuff. I noticed Don's in a suit. Are you sporting a full-blown back tattoo in the back there?
If there was ever one game that did make me want to get a tattoo, this is it.
He's got the dragon and the dual koi fish.
Can you imagine? I'd just be like, client tells me they're pulling their accounts. I just like pull the shirt off entirely tattooed front to back. I'm like, no, you're not.
It gives you special powers as a Yakuza.
If you want to be expelled from this contractual agreement, you're gonna have to cut your pinky off.
Yeah.
Dude, that is so brutal.
I mean, that particular scene, I'm sure we'll get into it, but I thought he was going to do something else. I thought they were telling him to kill himself. I was like, oh man, don't mess with the Yakuza. Yeah.
No.
I was a little relieved to see he was just cutting his finger off, to be honest.
No, that's
with
a thing. That's how you know that if you see somebody in Japan without the pinky, that's usually what it meant.
It's like marked.
Yep.
Oh boy.
No, they did a pretty cool job, I think, overall.
Yeah.
Like conveying some of that.
We do have that for you, but I also have a couple of different segments for us tonight because there's so much stuff going on. So, first of all, I wanted to say congratulations to our winners of the Cable Club podcast, Retro Game League. If you haven't checked out that episode yet, and you've been watching, that other award show that happens around this time, the Game Awards, whatever, you may have missed the real competition that happened over here on the Cable Club. So go check out our socials for the winners. We're gradually rolling out the little Meet the Winners posts. Or better yet, you can go check out our previous episode and catch that and just pretend it's live. And I also want to announce that we had a little wager going when we did our haul contest of who had the best haul, which was going to be decided by whose haul got picked first. And once in a while, I get one for all my gloating. And my haul was picked first by Happney, who
of course
won the name the wrestler contest.
This game's winner is done.
Dude, that Sega Portable thing, that was the ace in the hole. As soon as I saw that you put your eye on that thing, I was like, no, GG.
Well, dude, I didn't even realize that would be as cheap as it was.
Yeah, that is crazy. What was it, 60 or 40 or something like that?
40,
yeah.
$40. And it has an SD card in it. Apparently, you can put other games on it if you want to.
What a steal.
Pretty sweet. Sweet little thing there. So we are now kind of officially entering our next year, although it's not quite the year yet. So this episode was Dan picking a game because his game got the most votes in the Retro Game League, which was another wager we had. Quite often have wagers amongst hosts on this show. So Dan picked for us Yakuza. But from here, we're actually going to go into around 6 or so cycles of what we're calling our winter backlog, where we cozy up for the winter season and play some of the games that we have wanted to play. So we're going to rotate as hosts picking games, and it can be any game, not just retro. So stay tuned for that. Might get some AAA stuff in there, some indie stuff, maybe even some retro stuff too. I think I have something planned for that.
Cool.
And then we are going to, after that, we're going to have another game league because that was awesome. It was a lot of fun meeting everybody, having people on, doing the vote, doing the award show. And it's going to be an indie game league. It's going to be shorter than this previous league because I think this one dragged on a little bit too long, maybe. But the format will be similar. So we will TBA as that comes closer. And then, guys, did you know it's our 64th episode?
So many, dude. We're getting up there.
Nintendo 64. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Analogue 3D, which is the new version of the Nintendo 64.
That is so cool. I want to see that in action so bad.
Yeah, this thing took a year to come in for me. And there were moments where I absolutely wanted to give up. I kept getting email after email of vague explanation as to why this thing is not shipping. Just like throughout the years. And if you're part of the Discord, you probably saw me post a few because I got pretty grumpy about it. But boy, am I glad I held out.
That's good.
You guys aren't familiar with Analogue, the company. They make these great like system clones that are FPGA, which I can't really go into the details of, but essentially it's supposed to be an actual like built up hardware clone as opposed to like computer software, which is emulation, right? So hopefully that translates into running the game better. But this guy puts out in 4K on a modern signal, which means it's lag free on modern TVs, unlike plugging a regular N64 in. Your experience might be mixed with that because of the different signals. But it's got like all kinds of filters and stuff on it. Honestly, scanline filters usually put me off, but the CRT like scanline filters have this like bubbling way about them, like this tube way, and you can like blend the colors and everything. And as far as a filter goes, like it's not exact, but it's, for my eyes, it really feels like I'm playing on a giant CRT because my TV is much larger than this. And even you can even overclock the RAM so that you can get rid of you can do a couple things. You can get rid of some of the lag that exists in N64 games, but you can also if the game itself, because some of these games were coded to be able to do 60 FPS, but the N64 was natively capped at 30, it can push some of those games like Perfect Dark to 60 FPS.
That's pretty cool.
So,
You know, it's kind of funny about the fact that you showed that with Donkey Kong 64 and said that you could get rid of some of the slowdown. They actually use slowdown in the speed run to clip through walls by spamming the orange grenades. So you wouldn't be able to do it on your new fancy
Oh, no.
console.
this is some other quality of life stuff here too. So you don't need the expansion pack anymore, obviously, because it's built in. But you also don't need memory cards anymore either, because they're also built in.
Oh, wow.
And it keeps track of your library. And these little controller ports here, not only can you plug in regular N64 controllers to them, but they actually have these LED lights on them because each one you can Bluetooth a different controller to. So the whole thing is Bluetooth compatible also if you don't want to deal with the wires. So
That's nice.
Wow. Yeah.
and it has an SD card slot in the back. And I actually had to update the firmware when I got it, which was very easy. It was just downloading it onto this SD card and plugging it in, and it just does it. So yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, I'll say. That's very modernized. So with the
Any
SD
questions?
so with the SD card, is that just strictly for like upgrade or like doing like updates and whatnot, or could you like throw games on there too if you wanted?
I'm sure the hacking community is busy. I'm still like plugging my library into it and seeing what I can do. I think
Yeah.
what would be really cool is if you could put patches in there. You know how we played Diddy Kong Racing recently and we found out there was no music in multiplayer mode?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if there was a fan-made patch you could stick in that thing that would make it so the music was on while you were playing that?
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Or you could just like
Well,
add some mods too. You could play like say like Ocarina of Time with like slightly modded with like the SD card, and yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
So you can do that. So I have Smash Remix, which is a mod on a flash cart,
Hmm.
and that plays. It doesn't recognize the game, like doesn't give it a name, but it still plays. Like it boots up, and yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
None of the filters work on it though, because apparently it was already designed in mind with modern displays. So you can put the filter on, it just looks bad.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, so you could totally play, like if you got trying to think of the name of the cart, EverDrive, and you put the what's the Ocarina of Time mod that you like? Oh, well, yours isn't a mod. Yours is like the
Yeah, it was like the
ground up
decompiled
experience.
version. I don't know if you could put that on SD card. I'm
Yeah,
not-
so
A
probably not
Ship
that.
of Arcanian or something.
yeah, yeah. If you guys haven't tried that mod yet, holy moly, go try it.
I'm very excited about it. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about before we got into the show were the Game Awards. I think you guys caught some of that too. I know I did.
Mm.
So, I don't want to do like a complete review of the Game Awards. I feel like that's not really our shtick. But I just wanted to mention, like, maybe do like one takeaway each from the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Can we all collectively agree that Capcom's on fire right now?
Oh, they got what? Resident Evil 9 and the new Mega Man. Is there another thing?
Yeah, there's another original IP game. I forget what it's called though. But yeah,
Did they mention it at the Game Awards?
they did. They did somewhere in the first hour and a half.
The thing I'm most excited for is Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider.
Dude, they look so good, and I've been waiting for a new Tomb Raider since Rise of the Tomb Raider, which came out like, I don't know, 7 years ago.
7 years ago?
Yeah,
God,
I
I'm
think
getting old.
it was before I moved to Tennessee.
Wow.
They had I think 3 reboots, or 3 from the new like rebooted series. But it's been so long, and this one they are like promising it to be even bigger and more places to explore and treasure to find and
Yeah.
things to do. So a part of me is really excited just because it's a new Tomb Raider and I really liked the reboot, but a part of me is a little bit wary of the amount of time it's going to take because it's looking like a AAA game and they suck a lot of time. Like, I think I put like 80 hours into Hogwarts Legacy, and I put close to that into Spider-Man. It's like these AAA titles that have too much to do, like it just drains my time away.
Yeah, for sure.
But I am excited.
It is daunting now, right? I had that thought while I was watching the trailers for these new games, and there's so many of them. And they promise, being so big. And it's not even just IP that we recognize, but the stuff that they're trying to do, like tackle vast universes, that you can fully explore and stuff like that. And I just, like, it's overwhelming as a kid, growing up in the 90s and early 2000s playing games. Like, and then, like I think about what I look for in a game now, and I kind
Is-
of want to be able to, in a reasonable amount of time, go from point A to point B and experience a story and put it down and go do something else. Like, I don't know.
Or have it split up into bite-sized gaming sessions,
Yeah, something like that too.
like short chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to sit down for,
But like
2 or
if
3
you
hours to find those blocks.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking of like, think about a game like Silk Song, for example, $20, and then like it's fairly short. You just play it, and you don't have to like commit this huge amount of like weeks on weeks to play it, and it's only $20. So not only is it like bite sized for your wallet, but also those kinds of games are bite sized for your time. Like, especially as fully grown adults, we have responsibilities and work and kids and wife and other hobbies too. It's just like, how do you fit it all in? So shorter games for lower prices, I'm here for that.
Yeah, Sam. To be honest
And
with
you
you,
know what's funny?
what's that?
People rag on Donkey Kong 64 for having too many collectibles and having overdone it. But then we're praising games that are like, I spent 1,000 hours in Mario Odyssey and I still haven't done everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. Or like Breath of the Wild, where you got like those Korok seeds. There's like over 1,000 of them. It's like, come on, like,
get off Donkey Kong 64's back. I don't want to hear none of it.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hear it from me because you'll hear the same criticisms about AAA games.
Yeah, fair enough. You heard it here first. Donkey Kong is AAA in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, obviously Resident Evil 9 was a big announcement. I knew that was coming out, but I'm still excited for that. They showed Leon, like 51-year-old Leon.
Fuck, old man.
Yeah. But he looks like he might be infected a little bit. Like during the cutscene, you could see like there's a little something on his neck. So I don't know where they're going with that. Maybe he'll become a zombie. Maybe he'll
He's
die.
getting old.
Maybe he's gonna die.
He's tired.
No, the fans would rage if he ever was to kick the bucket. And then Mega Man got announced. Mega Man Overdrive. A dual overdrive.
Dude, I can't believe it's gonna take him over a year to make him size.
Dude,
for a
I was
Mega Man
thinking
game.
that the exact same thing. I was like, how the hell does that take over a year to make? Like,
You have to train the AI model.
God.
Over a year, dude. I bet you people would can chug out old school Mega Man games in like a month, and it's
Yeah.
like just them. I mean, yeah,
Mega Man X Corrupted has entered the chat.
I know.
Ugh.
Oh,
It's
God.
been like 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a super side project for them. It's on the back burner, but they're like kind of working on it here and there.
Kind of like Capcom.
Dude, Capcom did make an announcement that they want to make Mega Man one of their main IPs again.
I hope so. Like, not just Mega Man, but like the series as a whole. You know?
Stop with the Mega Man Classic then. There are as many Mega Man X fans, at least.
How about a new Battle
Mega
Network
Man
game
Classic
or
fans.
Legends
Yeah,
or
Battle Network
like,
game would be pretty sick. Yep, Legends. I would love. At this point, to be honest with you, I would rather see, instead of a third game, I would rather see a remake of the first and second game, and then go into like a third game.
You're asking for trouble.
But dude,
Yeah, they'll just remake the first and second one and then cancel the third one, Dan.
And
Be
they'll
careful.
retcon that there was even going to be a third one at all in the new one. They just like
But,
fix
Yeah,
the
they just
ending.
fixed the ending of 2.
I don't know. We're in that age of like remasters and remakes, and like I just feel like Legends would be perfect for that.
I mean, maybe it's just my biased algorithm, but I do occasionally come across polls of whether people prefer old games versus new games, not just straight up that question, but like are asked, among these games of this franchise, which are the best ones. And I'm telling you, the old ones are starting to come back. Like people
Mm.
are like, yeah, it was better back in the day when you could just play this game and you didn't have to make it a job.
Yeah,
Think like
well,
Sonic, Mario Kart,
yeah.
like there's just so many
Well, yeah.
different
It's basically
franchises
what
like that,
Steve said. It's like you got to pour so much time into these games now. It's
right?
So,
Like people are starting to get tired of the third person over the shoulder walk around and
yeah,
do
there's
things,
a lot of copycat going on in the game industry.
you,
Like
you
when
guys seen all the games that copy Breath of the Wild? They even look just like
well
it.
well that too, and like look at Dark Souls when when that game like started getting popular. Now we got a genre called Souls like.
Oh, you know what? Hate me if you want for this, but like honestly, if I have to suffer one more like gothic horror Metroidvania coming out this year, going to be the best ever gothic horror Metroidvania, Souls like, I'm just gonna like throw up all over my desk. It's like the most cliche thing happening in gaming right now, in my opinion.
I don't know when someone has a good idea, it's like people don't want to like try to think of something original. They just want to copy.
Yeah.
So I was actually watching a video the other day about people in gaming trends right now, and actually, what the statistics was saying is that people buy less than like 4 games a year on average, and it's because people are
Well, that's
buying
not me.
these. Well, right, but we're doing retro games. This is like new games. And so there's a lot of factors that go into it, but one of the main reasons is because of like MMO style games or roguelike games that you can just replay over and over again. Like I spend most of my free time that isn't for podcast gaming playing Slay the Spire. So Slay the Spire, for the amount of time that I've put in and the amount of money that I've spent, it's like $20 or $25 or whatever when I bought it like 6 years ago. And it's just you could just put so much time into one game. It's hard to even like reconcile the fact that Nintendo wants $80 for a new game
Yeah,
for
I
the
bought
Switch
that
2.
game at least twice.
yeah.
Like they charge for it on desktop and they charge for it on mobile, and I happily bought it twice. Maybe even 3 times because something happened with my phone account or something like that once, but I would happily pay it again.
We've
Yeah,
bought it 3 times.
yeah. I'm
Oh,
hoping.
that's right. I bought it for my wife too. Yeah. I have bought it 3 times total. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping consumers like stand their ground, because like the prices, in my opinion, are getting out of control. Like GTA 6, there's rumors that game's going to be $100 at launch, base game,
Well, dude, what was it? Claire Obscure got all these awards, and it's what, a $50 game?
something like that. Yeah, yeah,
And all these games coming out
yeah,
$80,
yeah, yeah.
$90. Like
And it
what?
won, and it won all the rewards. Like how many awards did it win? It won like 9
9?
of them or something. Like it,
Oh, that's a lot.
yeah, dude.
Is that the most of any game
Yeah, yeah. They hold
ever?
they
Like,
hold the record right now, and it's
wow.
a fifty
Wow.
dollar game, done by a small indie studio or like smaller indie studio. I think they have like 30 or some odd people, but still, like these AAA games could learn a few things from these smaller indie companies for sure.
What was your takeaway, Don? Did you say?
So did you guys see Bradley the Badger?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I saw a part of that. Yeah.
Like it started out as like a normal, like it's almost like a modern Conker's Bad Fur Day, but it's like super meta where he's like hopping across different genres of games, and some of them I think like are like directly like actual other IPs that he's hopping across.
Dude, you know what that
that'd be
reminds me
sick.
of?
What's
You
that?
remember Gex?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They had like Matrix or Western or, all these different like channels basically he'd go through.
yeah.
Gex was awful.
Now, Bradley I think is one that I might pick up. It does look really fun. And he gets like all those different abilities based on the different worlds he's in. But some of them are like items from those worlds, like
Yeah.
like
That's cool.
jetpacks and things. Yeah.
Well,
Very cool.
looks like Street Fighter's jumping in on the live action thing, like live
Oh,
action
yeah.
movies, kind of like MK's been doing Mortal Kombat. I wonder how that'll be.
And they did the whole like Street Fighter 2 thing at the beginning of it, and it's like I remember when we did Street Fighter 2 on the show, and we were like, Well, MK has a story and Street Fighter doesn't. Like at all. Even in the manual, Street Fighter doesn't have a story. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious what they're gonna do. I mean, it has a story later, so I guess
They had anime movies in like the 90s that were actually like their art style that they had was actually really good.
yeah, I've actually watched them.
Yeah.
They are pretty good.
Yeah.
Very
It's
cool.
good stuff.
Good stuff on there. All right. So I guess we'll move on. Dan, we have a question of the week. You got it for us?
We do. So, question of the week comes from Lobaka. In spirit of Garfield Kart, if you could have a team develop a Mario Kart clone based off of any existing IP that doesn't already have a kart racing, what would it be? Castlevania.
Like holy water is like oil slick, and
Only it's burning. It's like let on fire.
Alucard's in his wolf form running. He doesn't need a
Well,
cart.
no, they have to be in a cart.
All right, fine.
So he's riding in a cart that looks like a wolf.
He stole his daddy's car, Dracmobile.
And you can like whip at each other like road rash style.
Yeah, you could use your whip. I mean, it's definitely
Dracula, Dracula's fireballs and stuff.
definitely an interesting question for sure. I mean, I'm sure they could make it work in some way.
Do you think it would be the kind of kart racer where nothing bad can happen to you, or do you think it's the kind of kart racer where you can like blow up and you have to respawn on the map? Because I feel like the latter would be really cool.
Yeah,
Can you imagine Dracula like flipping over in a cart and just like exploding, and then you have to wait a few minutes for him to respawn? Like
he's got like his like teleport move, like he'll like teleport
Yeah.
like 50 feet forward, like quickly turn around, does his like fireball projectiles at like all the racers, and then
If
he
you
spins
blow up
around
a-
again and starts driving.
if you blow up as one of the Belmonts, it goes. The more I talk about this, the more I like it.
Richter's got his hydro storm. Makes the whole terrain slippery. The whole road.
Yeah, it's kind of like the lightning strike, right?
Yeah, makes
In-
the whole
in
road
Mario
slippery,
Kart.
but not for him.
somebody call the police, but not for me.
That actually is a really good question. I went through like Pokemon doesn't have a kart racer, Tekken doesn't have a kart racer, Soul Calibur doesn't have a kart racer. But what if, and mine is kind of in the same vein as Dan's somehow, but I thought Resident Evil would make a pretty funny kart racer. Like there's a lot of different weapons that are iconic to the series.
You got
what
zombies
if we
in
take
the
it
road.
even one step further? What about Plants versus Zombies?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Plants vs Zombies kart racer. That's excellent.
yeah, they got
So
a bunch
can
of
you
plants
play
you
as
can
some of the
use.
zombies, or are the zombies like?
Maybe
Well,
they
there's
would be
special kinds of zombies
they would be
too, right?
obstacles in the road that you would have to avoid.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Either that, or you play as the zombies and all the plants are the obstacles.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
even better.
Dude, that would be sick. Imagine trying to avoid like all those projectiles and stuff.
Yeah. What were we thinking? Plants can't drive.
It's on a lawn, so they're like on lawnmowers and stuff trying to get through.
Well, it's like pea shooter forest, right? So you have to like drive through it, and it's nothing but pea shooters just trying to lay waste to you.
Yeah.
And instead of a race, it's how far you can get. Like whatever player goes the most mileage before getting blown up.
Because you will
That's
get
a
blown up.
long. That's a long yard.
Nobody ever makes it.
Yeah, well, I figure, using generative AI now, you could make it never ending. So that way you could just keep going until somebody eventually is the last one.
You can,
Kill screen.
yeah, you can see the plants off in the distance, but they never get closer.
All right. Well, that's us. What did we have for community answers, Dan?
All right, so we have Lycianthia. He said, I wanted to instantly say Mega Man, but then I remembered Battle and Chase exists. I guess we could do a Mega Man X version instead, or something with 0/ZX. I mean, that'd be kind of cool, I guess. They have the ride chasers too in X.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some of those in the stages, they like in actual games.
Forget that. Just race the ride armors.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a hard like, what would they even do? Like as far as like special powers and go, like I guess Zero could slash his saber or something.
Yeah, and
X could
X gets
shoot.
a charge shot, and then Axel has like rapid shot, where
Yeah, maybe you
and
could,
other characters have
maybe
different
some
things.
of the Mavericks could be riders too, or Vile and Sigma.
Yeah, and Chill Penguin would lose.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of characters, right? We don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that. And we can even let some characters be playable that previously weren't. Like you can play as Cygnus and General.
And Douglas, the engineer or whatever. I think his name
That
was
was
Douglas.
X4.
Dude, Double.
No, that was Double. I think Douglas
Yeah.
was in 5 and X5 and 6.
Okay.
Double, Iris, Dr. Kane. Is that his name? Dr. Kane?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Just Spark Mandrill just needs to be part of it because he was in the original Mega Man cartoon. So I kind of hold him on a
they would
bit of
have
a pedestal of everybody else.
if there was skins in the game, that would be one of his skins too. Like anime version.
Yeah, where he's jacked. Yeah, no. I can see it. Good answer. What else you got?
Happy. He says MK devs. I'm assuming he's saying Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat devs could be a good time. It'd feel like Road Rash.
Punching and kicking.
I really like Road Rash.
So,
it's a very good game.
I hate to burst Happy's bubble, but they've already have a mini game, kart racing game built into one of the GameCube games. It's called Motor Combat.
I looked at the screenshots you sent. I was like, is this a mobile game? What is this?
I've never played it because I didn't really play like the GameCube versions all that much, but like I do remember that being a thing because I do kind of follow Mortal Kombat.
What do we have for power-ups? Do we have like an animality power-up where you turn into your animal form and you start like running? And do we have like a babality like debuff where your character turns into a baby driving like a trike or something?
The special moves like freaking Scorpion throws his like his hook chain javelin thing, pulls him towards him. Get over here!
That'd be something, right?
Throws him
like,
behind him, like right behind him.
You just pull him back. So like if you hit the guy who's like 3 cars up, instead of pulling you to him, you pull him back.
Yeah.
And then he spins out behind you and somebody hits them. They clash
Scorpion
too.
would be one of those characters where you would lose friends. For sure.
Just like
Sub-Zero would freeze you in place.
You just like get out of the car. Fatality. A power-up definitely has to be like the classic uppercut though, where like you're like next to a car and you just see and it just launches the car up in the
air. Okay, we'll get this. Liu Kang has to be on a bicycle. Just bicycle kicking.
Yeah, we're getting into the race. Since Shao Kahn is officially the one who makes the rules in the Mortal Kombat universe and not the Elder Gods because they seem to do whatever he wants. So.
Yeah, it's funny. All right. And the last answer that we have here is actually Lobaka's. He said, my 2 picks are either 1, 1966 era Batman, or 2, the specific racing lineup in Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. I have no idea what that is.
I would be down for a Scooby-Doo racer, though. I mean, Garfield got one,
Zoinks!
Right? Out of nowhere, Garfield got one.
Like Zoink Scoob!
So, yeah, I think Scooby-Doo would be perfectly fine kart racer. Well, the Creeper has to be a character, right? Because he's a pretty classic.
Well, Shaggy needs to be like an unlockable secret character because we all know how ridiculously powerful he is.
Yeah, he goes toe-to-toe with Saitama, One Punch Man, and Goku.
And he's only using 1% of his power at that. So.
Apparently the Netflix series has to do with reincarnation and like
he just ignores you.
Like, eldritch aliens, you know, we're just like Scooby-Doo lore is off the charts.
We're fucking memeing over here and Don's just like, in other news.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying Scooby-Doo lore is like wild. I don't know where Ultra Instinct Shaggy actually comes from. Like I think there's one episode where he gets in like a bar fight and I think it's like some kind of like possessed evil Shaggy and he dodges everybody.
That's probably where it came from. But they actually made that in Multiverse, I think it was called.
All-Stars?
No, I think it was Multiverse. Like the Smash
Multiverse.
clone there. Yeah, they gave him like an Ultra Instinct kind of power-up aura. It's so ridiculous.
Well, speaking of anime and fights, are you guys ready to talk about Yakuza 0?
Boy, let's get in there.
Hi.
Alright, so as is cable pub tradition, the person that brings the game has to kick us off. So Dan, tell us about Yakuza 0. Tell our listeners specifically what Yakuza 0 is.
Okay,
Introduce us.
Yakuza 0 is an action, adventure, beat 'em up, and RPG all rolled into one. It was developed by Ryuga Gotoko Studios and published by Sega in 2015.
Sega.
Sega! Yakuza 0 is actually a prequel to the first game that actually came out in 2005.
2005.
2005 on the PlayStation 2. So this game actually wasn't really that popular in the West, 1 and 2. Like, I didn't even know what Yakuza was until like 0. Like, so 2015 and on, I didn't really know. But this game actually put it back on the map as far as like the West goes. It did so well that like they actually remade the first game and the second game, and now they're doing a third game next year. For people who don't know, it's like a long ongoing story. So you got up to 6 games, and the 6th game is actually done in the current engine that we saw in Yakuza 0. 1 and 2 are like that, and then the 3rd one, 4th one, and 5th one will eventually get those treatments as well.
Can't believe there's 6 games.
Yeah, and there's tons of spin-offs too. Tons of spin-offs.
Wow.
Like you got like a
It's a new cash cow.
Yeah,
Sonic's
this is
not
what
doing it for
Sega's-
Sega.
yeah,
this is what Sega's been up to.
yeah, you got like a samurai one. You got like a pirate one. You got like 2
Oh,
RP.
it's the new Assassin's Creed.
Dude, like I haven't played the pirate one, but the main character in that is actually Majima. He's like the main pirate guy.
Oh, he's got the eye patch and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clowning on him.
Like nothing about him is a pirate other than that.
yeah, no, for sure.
Fights dirty, I guess.
Poking in the eyes.
Yeah, and a bat. Just always carries a bat.
Yeah, so I'll go a little bit into the story. I mean, it's pretty deep, so I could probably take the whole podcast to talk about the story, but I'll
Yeah.
just give a little bit of
Is
like
it-
cliff notes.
It is like a centerpiece of the feast that is this game. Like,
Oh, it is. Like it's really big on story.
like I'm really drawn to it.
Yeah.
Like even my wife was sitting here watching it, like while I was playing it. The cutscenes are long, and there's a lot
They
of-
are very long.
like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So this is baby Kiryu, obviously. Like I think he's like maybe like 21 years old. It's in 1988 Japan, the bubble economy, which was like a big inflation period. I think it was like 1988 to like 1991. Money was everywhere. Everybody was greedy. Everybody's reckless. Land wasn't just land. Land was power. There was like a tiny bit of land in Kamurocho called the Empty Lot. You know, it looked like nothing, but it was like the final piece needed for like a huge redevelopment project. Whoever controls it basically gets a massive advantage inside Japan's biggest crime organization, the Tojo clan. So naturally, everybody wants it, and everybody's willing to kill for it. Kiryu basically starts out as a nobody. He's a low-level Yakuza, young, quiet, super disciplined. He actually believes in loyalty. He believes in doing things the right way, which, spoiler alert, is already a terrible mindset in the Yakuza. Kiryu was raised by Shintaro Kazuma. This is a respected Yakuza who was taught him to, like, restraint and responsibility. But here is the problem.
Well,
Kazuma,
didn't Kazuma run the orphanage?
he did, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where Kiryu, because he was an orphan himself. So
And his friend, right? What's his friend's name? Kojima?
no, Nishikiyama. Nishiki?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Kazuma
Nishikiyama.
is actually in prison in this game. So Kiryu has no protection, no safety net. He's basically exposed. He's exposed. So when Kiryu gets sent to do like a routine job, collect a debt from a civilian, he roughs the guy up, takes the money, but leaves him alive.
Which, by the way he roughs that guy up, definitely, absolutely, 100% could have killed him.
Dude, yeah, I know.
That like
he's like
when
already
the news came on, like, you know, people die of concussions,
Dude.
like if they're not treated right.
Dude,
like,
he
I'm
was
thinking
on
that
the
guy
ground.
beat up blood until he died.
Dude, he was on the ground begging for his life, and he kicks him in the face.
Gotta set the scene that you're
Yeah.
a badass.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
weird because Kiryu's not like that. So it was kind of weird that they like made him like rough him up that bad.
I roughed him up a little, he said.
Yeah,
Like, I'm like, dude, this guy is like, I thought he was gonna kill him. I thought that was the opening of the game. He was just gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
And that he actually did, and like you find out about it like 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, he really did kill that guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
He's like,
And he's like, he's so confident he didn't kill that guy. And I'm like,
Yeah,
listen,
boy.
he's like telling his friend, he's like, shit, I probably shouldn't have kicked him in the teeth.
yeah, like you know how many people are sitting in jail right now for having like road rage and popping a guy, and that guy hit his head wrong, like
yeah, oh yeah,
falling down and died. Like this droves of them. Like this absolutely
They're-
could have killed that guy in the alley.
They're not Yakuza material, those people.
Yeah, I guess you're supposed to gently rough somebody up when you do it the right way.
Caress them a little bit, rub their back, feed them soup.
yeah.
Apparently killing civilians is really frowned upon. It causes a lot of problems for him in this first chapter where,
Yeah, well, he was framed for the killing, even though he didn't do it.
yes, you find out it was done with a gun,
Yeah,
right?
he was
Which
shot in the back of the head.
he didn't have. Which is
Yeah.
kind of an interesting thing for an organized crime game. So if you're used to, like, I thought this was going to be like GTA Japan version is what I thought. But then I remembered that during this era, Japan did not have a lot of guns. Like Japan as a nation has gone in and out of what's the word? Segregationism? No, when they like lock down the country and just try to stay traditionally Japanese, and they don't try to bring it in. They try to actively not bring it in. Like,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
imports.
the word
and-
escapes me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there aren't a lot of guns. So the only guns you find are like, higher level people, like street thugs like Kiryu are not going to be carrying a gun for the Yakuza.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was basically framed because Kazuma, like the old captain who was in prison, he still had his position even though he was in prison. So there was like these 3 officers that were like trying to gun for it. So they specifically sent Kiryu to do that job, to set him up to make Kazuma look bad, because that's how Kiryu got into the Yakuza. He was sworn in through Kazuma. His protege, if he was to look bad and like screw up a job really bad, that was enough reason to vacate Kazuma's seat. And then one of those 3 officers could take Kazuma's seat. And that's basically the gist of it. And then Kiryu was like, that's not how it's going to go down. He leaves the Yakuza, and he basically goes on his own to figure out who framed him. And there's also like this Tachibana estate, which is basically Yakuza level. They're trying to get the plot as well. So it's just like a lot of turf war going on, and Kiryu's basically stuck in the middle of it all.
Yeah, like Tachibana real estate is almost like Yakuza adjacent, but they play by like I'd say an even stricter set of rules, or at least it seemed the chapter
Yeah.
that I'm in. But that first chapter, man, is so cinematic. Like after you get the opening cinematic of him messing that guy up in the alley, right? And that in itself is really powerful. But then you get to the point where he's like, well, I guess my only choice is to go and confront, the other captains, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes to this place, and he forces Kuze to kick him out of the Yakuza, basically, like, just mouths off to him enough where Kuze just, and that's apparently breaking the rules too, because Kuze couldn't apparently make that decision on his own.
Yeah.
But he does. He expels Kiryu, and then that whole fight sequence that happens after that,
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
so awesome. Like you fight like 15 guys in that first room,
Yeah.
like Captain America on the elevator style.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, dude.
I can't oversell it. Like it has everything you could possibly want in like a ridiculous, over the top Kill Bill action film. Like it's got this one guy that keeps getting up. Like, and you put him down the first time, and the next time you use his face to open a locked door. Actually, you do that a couple different times.
Or what about the part where he like swings an ashtray at you and he misses, and then he like tries to use it as like cover?
Yeah, he tries to block with the ashtray, and you throw it straight through the ashtray and break the ashtray in his face.
Yeah, in his face. You do that like 2 times or something like that.
And like you break his. Is it him? You break his face over the urinal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, you
Same
break
guy.
the urinal.
The same
with
guy,
his
yeah.
face. He just keeps getting up. He gets up like 6 times.
Yeah.
Dude, that's way more times than I would get up. Like maybe like twice, and then after that,
I
I'd be
would
like,
think the second time
Yeah.
after the ashtray goes through your face, I would think that's it. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I'll cut my finger off, thanks.
He's gonna be an opossum and play dead.
and he ends up getting drop kicked out a window.
Yeah.
He's probably dead. Like he's what I like to call Batman dead, right?
You know,
like
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Kiryu makes a big deal about killing people, but then throws people out windows. You know, and like Batman does the same thing.
Yeah, well that's the thing with Kiryu. He doesn't kill people, so he's probably not dead.
He doesn't kill people, but falls do.
Go to urinals.
Yeah, gravity kills people.
It was gravity that killed him. I just gave him a little push downward.
But
so would you say that this is a really good entry point? Is that kind of what you're saying? Because I don't know these characters from a hole from a hole in the wall, and I don't feel like I need to have known them to get into this at all.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is with this game, there's a lot of like names that gets thrown around. So don't be discouraged if you like forget somebody down the line that like resurfaces, like in the series in general. I'm saying, because there's just so many characters. It's so hard to keep them all remembered and in your brain and whatnot. Because I sure
You
as hell
say
couldn't.
that, but like I feel like a lot of them are really memorable. Like all three captains.
Oh yeah, no, there are, but like.
Yeah.
Some of them don't show up for a few games, and then they like pop their head up again. You're like, who was that again? Like,
I mean, Kuze leaves an impression.
Oh yeah,
like from the very first moment that he's on camera.
No, he's my favorite officer by far. He's a badass. Yeah,
and like, but the just like the facial expressions, I feel like in this game, especially for the era, this was early PlayStation 4. It actually, I think, also came out on PlayStation 3.
Well, they have their own engine for these games specifically. Like it's not Unreal. It's called the Dragon Engine. It's specifically for these games. But like
I think that's Kuze's nickname, the Dragon.
It's so cool though, because like if you see close-ups and like cutscenes and stuff, like you can like see like the skin definition. You can like see like tiny moles and like the
everybody has weirdly large pores.
The pores on the I was gonna say the pores on their face, like
they're like gaping pores. I'm gonna use the word gaping.
But it does. I mean, even though they are a little on the big side, it does kind of add a little bit of realism to it because they do kind of look realistic, at least to me.
So I'm like, dude, get a lotion or something for that. Like, you're Yakuza, you're supposed to look good. Like,
yeah, take a cold compress towel.
Yeah, close those things up, man. Cold shower. You're gonna get sick.
It's the 80s.
Can I say that I like that too? I really enjoyed the fact that this was a game that was set back in time. I don't think that's that common of an occurrence. Like there was a game at the Game Awards that I can't remember the name of, but it was Yakuza like, where it was like Japanese mafia, right?
Yeah.
But it was set in an era where the main character had a flip phone, and I was like, God, that's so cool. Like how we're making games now that are like in the past, the way that movies were done. Not everything has to be like future universal space travel, cyberpunk, dimension hopping stuff.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the down to earthness.
Yeah, there was no cell phones really. There was like pay phones instead.
There was the bag phone.
Yeah, the bag phone. Yeah, that was a side quest. I think I got that wrong.
The side quest that stood out to me is I ended up bumping into this punk rock band that is not very punk rock, and you have to give them lessons on how to be cool.
Wait,
dude, when the guy describes his ideal day off about like going to the park and going to a nice cafe, and Kiryu says you just described a girl's day out. I was like, what?
Oh man. I think we've gotten more soft as time goes on because that's like a lot of people's normal day nowadays.
I mean it doesn't bother me, but I'm also not Yakuza, and I'm not telling everybody that I'm tough, and I'm not.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good.
Well, speaking of like the side quests and stuff, like there's like so many like side quests, like extra activities. Like it really makes you feel like you're like kind of like in a GTA game, just set in Japan, where there's just like so much going on. Like you could be running down the street and then you could see like, a civilian that needs help. So, you intervene and, help them out.
Yeah, but
ragging
there's
on.
like more to some of these side quests though. Like some of them are actually kind of deep.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, there's like storylines to some of these.
Yeah, like in the Majima chapter, the cultists, the
Yeah.
Shure pee people,
Sure, beep.
they're all like dressed in these white pajamas, and you have to get this girl out of it because their mom is worried about them. And then like the weird cultist guy like is taking money from everybody to stay there. I forget what he calls it, but it's essentially like, oh, he calls them tithers, but what he means to say is tithes.
Yeah.
In church, and people are giving like hundreds of thousands of yen, and the one girl can't pay, and he said, oh well, you can't pay, that's okay, we just have to restore your faith, you can have special shure pee with me. He's like brainwashing these girls, and he's like this weird like Jesus-y cult guy. I mean, some people you just like to punch in this game, and that guy's
yeah.
definitely
100%.
and like you can wreck people. Like there's a system in the combat called heat.
Yeah.
Steve, you want to describe heat a little bit?
That's when you charge up your bars and you end up getting like better combos and I know like you get different attacks and stuff based on the level of heat that you have.
Yeah, so with heat, it's basically like there's 3 levels of it, and each one uses a charge. And basically they're just like special moves where like you'll like press the Y button, and each like fighting style has like their own like prerequisites for like a heat being activated. Like say for example, like say
They're
brawlers.
finisher moves.
Yeah, like it's like for example, like brawler has one where if you're close to a wall or something and you have heat, you'll get the prompt to hit Y, and then you'll like grab the guy by the head and slam his head up against the wall. Like, or like if you have like a weapon in your hand and you have heat, you'll be able to do like a special move with that. Like I said, like each style has their own like set of heat moves that they can use, which is
I actually didn't realize that those finisher moves were based on your took a heat bar away. I knew it built up and I had like fast charging heat on my rush mode, and
Yeah.
I just felt like I could always use a special attack. I didn't realize it took the bars away.
Yeah, so heat will build up when you actually hit people in combo. It actually goes down if you're not hitting anybody after a certain amount of time, or if you get hit. Yeah.
But it's like it's a way to absolutely brutalize certain people.
Yeah.
So like I got excited when I saw someone had a large health bar, because I could just like heat combo into heat combo into heat combo, and it'll just look like cinematically it looks like your character is just taking them fast,
stomping on people's heads on the ground.
Yeah. Did you guys have a favorite that you saw?
I love the one where he just slams people's like into walls, like their heads into walls. It's just so brutal looking, and it's nice and quick too. It's not drawn out. It's just like bam. Yeah. There's like I think there's different animations too for each like item that you have in your hand too. Like if you have like one of those like big barrel like street cones, like the barrel sized ones, you'll sit there and just like slam like repeatedly on a guy.
How about you, Steve? Did you have a favorite?
Just the stomping on people's heads when they're on the ground is just so like immobilizing. Like you wouldn't get up. But I was fighting a boss. I was fighting I don't remember his name.
Was it Kuze?
No, it was the boss for Tachibana. He had the arm bar thing.
Oh, the Tonfa Oda.
Yeah, Oda.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I stomped him in the face like 10 times. I'm like, how is he getting up?
Know your goddamn place.
I think my favorite was in beast mode, where you're getting like I think I had one of those collapsible like A-fold signs like from outside a cafe, and you like beat the guy with it. You swing it at him, smack him so he's on the ground. Then he takes it, he smashes it on him, and then he jumps on this. Where it's just both feet jumps on it. But honorable mention to just how awesome it looked was in Rush style, when they were on the ground, there was one where he would just like kick them in like the upper region, and they would go like spinning away. It's like, that is so sweet.
I actually, you know,
one guy down.
You know which one's my favorite? Actually, I kind of forgot. Is you can do this one to Kuze a lot. where it's like when he's on the ground and then you, I think if you're in Brawler, you'll pick him up by the hair while he's already on the ground, and you'll like uppercut him in the face.
Dude, when I saw him do that the first time, I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be good.
I'm like, dude, it feels so good after all the smack talk that he gives you. Like just giving him the business end.
Giving him complete work over. The other funny one is the face grab.
Oh yeah.
Like, that doesn't work. That, like, hey, your opponent it might be easy for your opponent to get out of your grab if you grab their arms or something, but not if you grab their face. And you're like, yes, it is. But he like grabs their face and then he like twists and breaks their neck.
It's like you get grabbed by the face, like, oh no, all of a sudden my arms don't work anymore.
Is it beast mode where he like literally snaps their neck?
That one's
Majima's, yeah.
Majima.
Thug, his like starting
Okay.
one. So there's
Yeah, I
different
was like-
styles of
Well, I was
Karate.
breaking their necks and the guys getting back up. I was like, what? Who is this?
and we've kind of buried the lead a little bit here, but there's two different characters, two different mains in this game. So there's Kiryu, who we've already kind of talked about a lot, and then there's Majima, who's introduced 2 chapters later. And I don't know, for me, 2 chapters was like 5 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
who is this guy? I was like, this better be good to take me away from Kiryu's story.
Dude.
But it was, though.
Not only that, but like they spend all this time in the beginning of that chapter introducing this like these 2 people that are trying to make some kind of deal, and like you're like starting to get a little bit invested in what's going on there, and then it completely turns around and these guys are like nobodies.
Yeah. You're almost like, oh, this better be good.
But
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah, it is. No, they did a good job. Like a lot of people's favorite character in the whole series is Majima. Like,
I mean,
straight up.
So his story, as I understand it, he used to be some level of Yakuza with, I don't know if it's I couldn't pick up whether it was biological brother or if it was just like,
No, it's like a brother from the Yakuza. Like, it's just the
yeah,
person
anyway,
that's closest to him.
his brother from another mother. That guy, really, really close to him, and that guy gets set up to do some kind of a hit and ends up taking the fall for it. And I don't know if it was some kind of setup. You still don't exactly, or at least I don't exactly know where I am, only playing his 2 chapters with it. But Majima gets thrown into like a torture black site for like a year and gets like tortured by the Yakuza and never I don't know what they're pumping him for, but he never gives the answers that they actually want to hear.
Yeah.
And then eventually they put him in charge of this club as an earner. And
Yeah.
he does so well with the club that he's like the talk of the town. Like, my understanding is the club was kind of a dump before he took it over.
Right.
And he went like straight to the top, huge earner. And they have this really like cinematic opening where a customer starts to get handsy with one of the girls in the club. It's a cabaret, so I'm not like overly familiar with what a cabaret is, but this place has live music, and there are girls who come and keep you company and also keep you ordering drinks. So I don't know, cabaret type club. But there's one guy who gets handsy and he's not supposed to, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, he'll get his, because here comes the manager, and here comes Majima strutting out in his suit with his eye patch, and you're like, oh no, this is gonna be bad for this dude." Right? And then he ends up like, what I can only describe is like kissing this guy's ass in the most epic fashion. I don't know, Steve, do you want to describe this?
Yeah, so he basically, he's talking to this guy and the dude's drunk out of his mind, and he says, well, the customer is king. And so the dude then takes his liquor and pours it all over Majima, and Majima just like sits there and he said, well, that was delicious. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah,
And-
he said, I've always loved this vintage. I've always wanted to bathe in it or something like that.
Yeah, and the guy's like, oh, you asshole. And so he goes to throw a punch, and Majima just dodges out of the way until the dude gets like completely tired. And then the dude goes and he grabs a steak knife off the table or whatever, and he rushes Majima again, and he dodges it again. And finally, after all of these attempted attacks and complete dodged failure, Majima's basically saying, the whole time, like, you know, you're the king, you're, you know, just kissing his ass the whole time. And finally, the guy starts getting taken away, and he twists it completely around for the guy. He's like, he stole, like, during this, like, attempted attack, he stole a business card from him, and he's like, "Well, you're the head, you know, guy of this pharmaceutical company, and you probably make enough money on entertaining your own guests that you could pay for everybody's drinks tonight. And if you did that, that would be so kind of you, and we'd all be so grateful to you. And
Yeah.
you know, would everybody here forgive him and not ruin his entire life by letting him pay for our drinks?"
It was so epic. Like it was so good. Like he flips him over with the steak knife. He takes the steak knife and he's like, "For your safety, I'm gonna take this." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a badass.
Oh god, it was awesome.
Yeah, he's the customer service master.
Yeah.
To say killing with kindness is really putting it lightly. Like this is
Yeah, because then you control him, right? And it says you're not supposed to hit, you just dodge 3 times or whatever.
Yeah, in that fight specifically, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Well,
cool.
he's ex Yakuza, and he wants to actually get back into the game.
yeah, which doesn't seem to make much sense to me at this point in the story that I'm at because it seems like his boy got set up, you
Yeah.
know, so why does he want back in? I'm assuming he's trying to get vengeance from the inside.
Yeah. I mean, I only got as far as you guys, and it's been like, oh God, like probably 8 years. So like it's a little hazy to me. But like basically he gets like he wants back in the game and he has to make a certain amount of money from the cabaret club before, you know, they even consider him going back into the Yakuza. And
But the goalpost keeps moving.
it keeps moving. And
Yeah.
they take their best like cabaret girl on top of that to go to another site. So now he's like, no, now I got to poach from my, you know, our competitors to, because now I need this because you took, you know, my best girl. So and that's how the game starts with him is like, you got to go to your rival cabaret club and try and poach some of their best top girls from that club to bring them over to yours.
Which is another really smooth talking scene. I have to
Yeah.
say, like I'm really like captivated by Majima like as a character. Like
Yeah.
he's so well written.
Yeah. No, he's an awesome character.
And then there's the whole plot of the second chapter where so do you kind of get the sense that the Yakuza his handler, the one who is called the owner of the club, do you get the sense that he's looking out for Majima?
I
Because
don't
I think
know.
like a little bit is like, hey, I don't want you back in the Yakuza because it's good for you. Like, you know, he
I
keeps
don't
trying to
know.
drink with him and stuff, and you know.
I really
Well, yeah. He
yeah.
also he says like, "Why would you want back in when you're making
Right.
all this money and
Yeah.
you have all these girls and all the booze you can drink, like you have everything. Why would you want back in?" So it does kind of feel that way to me.
Yeah.
But
And it's weird
also
that he
like
lives
moving the
this.
post, like extorting more money out of him, and
Yeah, but I thought that was just something to keep him there because it's like, well, if you won't make the right decision, I'll make the right decision for you, you know, which is that you're doing good here and you're not in mortal danger and, you know, do this.
Yeah. I mean
Then he comes out of nowhere with the hit proposition,
yeah.
right? Which is like apparently a Yakuza no. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to kill civilians and draw police attention to you, which I
Right.
think is an organized crime no in general.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but like that's a cool, interesting chapter too, where like you're pursuing this guy and he tells you a crappy story about this guy being basically like a I don't know, like a phone sex trafficker, would you say? Basically,
Yeah.
like see, like he paints this picture of this guy who's you know taking advantage of young college girls with nowhere else to go. But as you start to meet some of these girls, you find out that it's not that way. That he's actually like, or it's they're painting him in much more of a stand up light.
Yeah.
But Majima's so determined that despite this, he still wants to kill this guy. Like despite questioning it, like he's absolutely going to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he sets out to, yeah.
and
And
then there's a twist.
yeah, that's actually not that guy.
Yeah, it's not him. It's a little blind lady that they're trying to kill.
Yeah.
And that's like as far as I got,
Yeah.
where like
That
at the end of the chapter, he pulls out the knife, like he actually is gonna kill her, and then it cuts the chapter, and you go back to Kiryu. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, I wish I remembered more of the late game stuff, but like when I pitched this game to you guys, I forgot how long this game was. I probably wouldn't have like mentioned it if I remembered, but like I'm still kind of glad I did because it's such a good series. And even if you guys don't end up playing the other ones, you guys just know how the games work now, rather than just kind of like wondering how the games are. Now you guys know.
I think I'm definitely gonna finish this one. I really like the
The
story.
series is so
Like
good.
I'm thinking about it right now,
Yeah.
like
No,
a lot.
and the story, like, in my opinion, all the Yakuza games are like slow in the beginning, but like near the end of the game, like all of them, they all ramp up. They're so good. Like this part of this, I don't know how far you got with like Kiryu Don, and like the second time you control him,
Yeah, the end of chapter 5.
because like there's a part where Nishiki tries to kill Kiryu as well.
Oh yeah, I kind of figured that that would come eventually.
And it's not because like his bosses are telling him to. It's because the way he puts it is like, I can't bear to see you. If they catch you, they're gonna do they're gonna torture you for life, and they're gonna like broadcast it basically to everybody in the Yakuza. And
Good luck, dude. He
as
beat
you're
up 30 people in that first chapter, and that was before you got all the styles and
You
leveled
don't
up.
have enough men.
Yeah, no, you really don't.
but
Leave
basically
that guy alone.
so like he drives them off into like this wooded area, and then he's like, he gives Kiryu a cigarette, and he's like, basically say, smoke up, because it's going to be your last. And all of a
Smoke 'em
sudden,
if you got him.
and you just hear this click of a gun, and then it's like behind Kiryu's head. And then that's when Nishiki basically, breaks down crying, tells you, I can't bear to see you. If they catch you, torture you for life, because it's going to be worse than death. So it's like, at least if I can kill you here, I can give you that mercy.
Nishiki should know better than to not stand, 20 feet away from you and try to shoot you.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't know his best friend very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't shoot him, but like, Kiryu
No.
sweet talks him. But
Oh.
like, it was all out of love, really, because he, like I said, he didn't want to see Kiryu get tortured for life if he were to get caught. But obviously, as we're saying, Kiryu is basically Goku, so that probably would never happen anyways.
So I wanted to shift gears to the gameplay a little bit too and talk about the different like fighting styles. So there's two different characters and they each have their own styles, but I'd sum it up as like a balance style, a speed style, and a power style. I don't know if you guys
Yeah, there's
feel that.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about Kiryu's styles first?
So you have Brawler, which I didn't use Brawler a whole lot. It's the one that you start with, and I know it has some grapples. And then you have Rush style, which is like a speed, and it has an evasion mechanic. You hit X, and or whatever the A button or bottom button or whatever, and you'll dodge attacks. And that one is the one that I use the most of. And then the last one, or in Rush, you don't have any grapples, but you have finisher moves
Yeah.
after your combos.
Yeah, it's like Rush mode's like basically like a boxing style, like a
Yeah.
speedy boxing style.
I use
Kickboxing, yeah.
that one and Brawler a lot because Brawler had good finishers. So I would switch to that, build up a bunch of heat, switch over to Brawler, use the heat bars to use finishers, and then go back to that as like a way to keep pressure on.
Yeah, that's not a
I
bad way to
found
play.
it really difficult to dodge while doing combos. I know that there's an upgrade that I got near the end of my playing time where you could interrupt your combos with a dodge, but it never seemed fast enough for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And then the last one that Kiryu gets is the beast mode, which
Beast mode.
That's pretty much what it is.
yeah, the beast style or whatever, and you use weapons or items around town, and you do all kinds of stuff with weapons.
Yeah,
It's like Jackie Chan style if Jackie Chan were the Juggernaut.
yeah. So basically, beast style is like your slow, sluggish powerhouse style, where it's like when you're swinging your punches, if you're in the proximity of any pickup, like a pickup item, he'll just automatically pick it up like mid like punch swing, and then like hit you with like it could be a motorcycle, it could be like a barrel, it could
Yeah,
be a sign.
mopeds.
Like you don't have to physically walk over to something and pick it up. Beast style, it's integrated into its fighting style. Where like if you're just like swinging, all of a sudden he'll just randomly pick up something and then like hit somebody with it. But like again, it's very slow. Like he does,
It's also AoE too. Like the
yeah,
punches are like these big,
overarching punch,
um,
yeah, haymakers,
hooks.
yeah.
Yeah, hooks and haymakers, and whoever's standing in the way of that train just gets wrecked. But can we talk about his stance for a minute? Like, okay, I'm not an expert, but I'm also a little bit trained, and like everything about the beast mode stance is wrong. Like he's standing square to his opponent, his hands are down, his chin is up. Like you would get dropped like a sack of potatoes if that was your shtick in a fight.
I know, and the guard animation, he's got his hands at his like waist, like ready to
Yeah,
withstand, like
he's
like a
we
beating.
call that training horse stance for anyone who's been in karate.
I can take it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, apparently that style, I used that the least in my very first playthrough, but apparently that style is broken.
I used it a pretty good amount, and it is pretty good. I wouldn't use it to fight what's his name, Mr. Shakedown,
Oh no, God no.
an opponent that hits harder than you, who doesn't
Yeah.
have a tiny health bar. It's problematic, but
Oh yeah.
it's good for
Yeah.
when you get in a fight with like six, red shirts.
Yeah, if there
Mr. Shakedown wants to be the most powerful organism in the world.
if there was a tier list of fighting styles versus Shakedown, Beast would be dead last.
Yeah,
sure.
Beast is not good for that. So then there's Majima's style.
Oh, he's got the
And
best ones.
yeah, he does. So like first it's just the thug style, which honestly is better. I think it's better than the brawler style
Yeah.
because it's counter based.
Well, it's like dirty fighting. Like it's called thug. Like it's
Well,
dirty
like that,
Yakuza fighting.
and it incentivizes you to dodge attacks and retaliate, which I feel like is a really powerful thing to be doing in this game, especially when you're up against several opponents. And
Yeah.
then there's like the eye poke, which is like I think an always hit.
Mm.
Like because in this game you have two attacks. You have light attacks and heavy attacks, and you can just throw heavy attacks around and it won't be that great. Or you could go light heavy, or you could go like light heavy, or light heavy. And I think I don't know how many combos the lights are, but I think it's like four or five. But
Yeah.
at any point you can throw a heavy attack in there and end your combo. Well, the thug style in particular, they make sure to tell you about the eye poke, which is light heavy. And
Yeah.
they don't do that with Ryu styles, or Kiryu styles. So I'm assuming that the eye poke is special, or at least that's how it's put out there. But I just like that you can counter people with heat bar when they go to attack.
Yeah, it's real nice.
It feels like the window's really long for that too.
Yeah, as soon as they like throw out, like in the beginning frames of throwing a punch at you, you just Y or triangle, whatever.
And they just like the neck snap.
Yeah, breaks the neck. Yeah, it's really good.
But then his other styles though.
Oh, they take it up a notch with the other styles.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked his other styles yet.
So
Really, you didn't get the bat?
No, I got trained by some guy at the water after exiting the Royal Club. But I didn't get a chance to play again after that.
I
Oh,
think
I see.
you were like right there. I think yeah, the guy, like you're talking about, like the Smith guy, I think, where
He's an old martial artist that wants to.
Oh no, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah, he's an old martial artist that wants to relive his glory days, but also get you stronger.
Right.
I guess he's probably kind of like the Bacchus. Of
Yeah,
Majima.
yeah, he is. Yeah, there's a Smith guy after that where like you kind of like eavesdrop on him because he's like having an altercation with like a customer or something, but like he like whips his ass with like a stick. And then
He gives him a Chinese broadsword to fight him with
Yeah.
too.
And then Majima witnesses this like whole thing go down. He's like, "Oh shit!" And
Yeah,
then
holy
like,
shit.
yeah, and then like it goes to this cutscene of him having a bat and like doing all these like special moves and stuff. Where so like,
Dude, like from the minute I picked up the bat, I was like, this is my favorite style,
yeah,
like by far. Like he has this one combo where he like swings it and then he starts like flipping the bat over his shoulders like nunchucks.
Yeah.
Like just like bo, 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 and like whoever's in front of him is just
Dude,
getting
and it
annihilated.
goes on for so long. Like I think he does like 4 go arounds. It's like, oh my god.
And then his finisher is really easy too. The person just has to be in front of you. So he smacks him in the head and then he winds up and he baseball swings right to the face with a steel bat, dude.
Yeah.
They're not killing people though.
It's called
Batman killing.
slugger style is what it's called.
Yeah, slugger style.
It's because baseball is so popular in Japan.
But then I was blown away by his speed style.
Well,
which
yeah,
is
well,
break style.
Yeah, so like you thought like the bat style was ridiculous. Like how the hell could they even top this one? They do, dude. There's something even more ridiculous than the bat style. So it's called
Breakdancing?
Yeah, it's a
break dancing fighting, dude. Like
yeah,
Eddie from Tekken.
Dude, it's
or,
insane.
Zach from Power Rangers season 1, dance fighting.
Dude, it's
well,
like
he he has this one move where he like spins like a top with his feet in the air and like he's there for like a good probably 1.5 seconds, but in that time you can use the stick to manipulate where he's spinning. So you have to do like an escort mission where you're trying to keep guys off of this person with you, and like that
on the bridge.
That was my go-to.
Yeah,
where like it was just like spin top, get everybody off of her, and then he stops and then he spins the other way, but like swinging his legs out from underneath him. And by the time you've got done with the top spin, it's knocked everybody down. And then he's just like, duh, 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 and he's like raking everybody on the ground with the second move. And all the cash is just racking up. Like the cash is just flying everywhere. So every time you hit somebody, they shit quarters.
He doesn't even need the Royal Club to make money.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Yeah, his styles are insane. Like compared to Kiryu's, at least. Like Kiryu's are like kind of like basic, and they just go off the rails with like Majima style, with his styles.
It actually really reminds me of Dante from Devil May Cry. Like his whole personality is like Dante. I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Can we talk about the fact he has this really nice suit that he's always wearing? Always looks cleaned and pressed. But he lives in that apartment with nothing in it but a blanket. And he sleeps on the actual floor, not like on a mat.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like I know some Japanese cultures they sleep on a mat. They don't, not like in beds like we do here necessarily. But like he's straight up sleeping on the floorboards with a blanket over him.
He like oddly enough he doesn't have much going for him, even though he's like the main manager raking in all this money. But like it's all just to like try and get back into the game.
Dude, if you put that suit on the floor, that thing would be so wrinkled. Like it's not even funny. He would need an iron in there at the very least. This is like the most unbelievable part of the entire game so far is the fact he can night after night throw this suit jacket on the floor and pick it up and have it be like perfectly prim pressed. It's complete BS. Dan, what I wanted to ask you about, because after I got through some chapters, I don't think it happens at the end of Kiryu's chapter 1, but I noticed it after Kiryu's chapter 2. And then I got to a point where Kiryu starts talking about doing some of his own real estate thing. After you end a chapter, it tells you how much money you earned over it and gives you a bonus and like a scorecard.
Yeah.
And it says like money earned through combat. And I think there's another line. And then there's money earned through business. And I never got anything through business.
Yeah.
Is that like, tell me about the business mechanic. Cause I think I was just starting to get there before this episode.
So with Kiryu, you can actually get into like this like real estate mini game, and then you basically like you I forget how the mini game is exactly, but like I know you can earn tons of money through it. It's basically just like this whole mini game. It's like through the whole UI and stuff, and then you earn money. I think there might be like a waiting period once you send out like your agents or whatnot, then they'll come back, with the results and whatnot. I know there's like some leveling aspect to it where like once they level up, you can go to like bigger properties and make more money. So that's that part of it, at least on Kiryu's side. On Majima's side, he's got cabaret clubs, so you actually get more than just the grand. And then there's an actual mini game where you have to like, so it's kind of cool how it works. You'll have like customers kind of like coming in, and then you get to like use like the cursor to like show them where to be seated. And then you get to pick which girls go to which tables, and they'll raise their hands up saying, "Oh, we need drinks over here." and then like you gotta like press the button. So, but it gets ridiculous after a while because you have like this whole club filled up, and then now you're playing whack-a-mole pretty much, where you got like customers coming in, customers leaving, girls asking for drinks, like. So yeah, the mini games are fun. Like a lot of them are like really intuitive.
Reminds me of that cooking game we played for the podcast. I
Yeah,
think it's our
yeah.
least popular episode.
Ore no Ryuri.
Yeah, it's similar. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's very similar to that.
Which was a great game, by the way. Highly, highly recommend it. Ore no Riore.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I figured it had to be something like that. Is it like panning out where like Kiryu's just like Kiryu and Majima are just like creating their own families? Like that's kind of what I thought it was, and I thought that would play into the title of like
No, I
of
don't.
the game.
No, not in this game. They don't. Like I said, like at the end of the game, like Kiri gets framed for something else and ends up going to jail.
Doesn't mean he wasn't the boss by the time he got framed.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. No, I got that mixed up. He does not go to jail in this game. He actually goes to jail in the first game, like the very start of the game. So I guess there's like a quote unquote happy ending in this game. But yeah, no, they don't like end up taking over families or whatnot. They just basically all Majima wants is to, be back in the game and, get revenge for his brother pretty much, or help him out in some way. And then basically Kiryu just wants to get the heat off of Kazuma because, he wants him to keep his captaincy. Yeah, they're not hungry for power. At least not yet.
Well, yeah, I figured it just fell into that, right? Like he's
Yeah.
not allowed to go back to like both characters want to go back to being Yakuza and they're not allowed to be. And then I saw this business thing and I thought they were going to work up, I thought they brought Majima in and after that first sequence of him not beating the guy up badly like Kiryu would, I thought he was going to be like a business centric character. Like I thought that was how they were going to introduce it, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
but yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, these two like they're separate through the whole game. They like never meet up. But like at the very end of the game, they have like a cutscene where they like are in the same town and then they're both staring at each other and then the game ends.
They don't meet up at some point in
No.
the story?
No, that this is just their own stories.
What?
That's probably why it's so long.
Yeah. Well, they're so when you play the first game, they're a lot more entwined. This is just basically telling you how they are on their own, like how they got to where they are. And they eventually do meet up. It's just at the very end.
I figured it was gonna if they were eventually gonna like I thought the final chapter meet up or something like that, or I just assumed they were gonna meet each other.
No.
But
So you see, like I'm spoiling stuff I don't even want to be saying, but it's just like it's so fucking good. Like
yeah, no, well, I mean, it doesn't it's not like detrimental to me playing this game anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very cool. All right, guys. I think we've gushed on a little bit, so we'll get over to our official review. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Some of you who have been listening to us for a long time might actually remember a world where we weren't doing the league, and others of you joined us after that and may not have gone and watched our backlog episodes. But before that, we were just trying things out and we were reviewing games, and we've all been playing games our whole lives, so we came up with 5 different categories to review games with, to kind of give our official opinions on it. Because it's a podcast, hopefully it's what you're here for, is some kind of opinion to start your journey to a game that you're interested in. So our 5 categories were presentation, gameplay, pacing, playability, and X factors. X factor, we had a name for it at one point, right? It wasn't called
Choice
X
specs.
choice specs, like Pokemon item, right? So as in something about the game that makes it unique and whether or not it stands out. So I thought we can offer our final thoughts on this game, and rate each 1 through 5. But before we do, I got to get our plugs in. I do. So if you're just joining us for the first time, we just wrapped up a league where we played 25 retro games. We have a 2-year-long backlog on every listening platform that you could want to get podcasts from. So go check that out, browse, see if you find some games that you're interested in. We were playing games 20 years or older for the last 2 years, and we're kind of moving away from that a little bit. You could also consider joining our Discord. because our favorite fans are in our Discord. They're the people we talk to every single week, people who weigh in on the show and provide feedback, the people who get all access to us all the time, 24/7. So you could do that, become friends with us, come make
You
some new
could
friends in our little corner of the internet.
do it.
You could also give us some feedback by sending us an old-fashioned email at thecableclubpodcast@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the listening platform that you're on. You could check us out on YouTube too if you want to put faces with the voice, although your mileage may vary there. So yeah, those are the plugs. Go check us out. We're also on the Facebook and the Instagram because we're pretty social media illiterate, but you might
Mm.
find us there too. All right, now without further ado, let's talk about the presentation. So presentation is everything from the visuals to the sound design, just everything you're seeing, hearing, and tasting in this game.
And we're rating
So
this 1 through 5.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, this is a 5 for me, like, straight up.
really?
Yeah, I think so. Like, just from, like, the starting cutscenes, like, even, like, just the opening movie, like, when you start the game up, like, it just lot of fighting, you just see a lot of things going on, like but, like, I would say it's a little slow in the beginning, but it picks up very fast. But then it's like you got this whole city of Kamurocho that you can like it's so bustling and like there's neon signs everywhere. You could run down a street and there's always something going on, whether it's like an arcade or like a side story quest or like it's just I don't know. The presentation of this game, in my opinion, is just it's top tier.
Well, for me, I don't really hear music very much. I don't know, like,
Oh,
You kidding me?
there's
Tuesday's theme is so good,
well,
and
no.
is the
So
opening
listen,
theme.
listen. Yeah, sure, opening theme. But then when they have like a cutscene and there's music, I mean, like, you feel like you're in the city when you're in the city, and there isn't like just music playing in the background.
It's just
Or at least-
ambient noise. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, there's music, and the music is really exciting. But like, as far as presentation goes, I don't know. I feel like I would probably give it a 4. I think it's really good. I think there's room for improvement, and I feel like a lot of the characters are walking around and they feel really rigid, and like you can tell that I don't know. If I feel kind of out of place. I don't know what it is. It's good. It's great. A 4 out of 5, but there's just something missing. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, I think so. There was this period of time, and it was around the transition of, PlayStation 3 and 4, somewhere in there. I don't know exactly, sometime in the 20 teens, where we figured out that motion capture was the best way to animate people in video games. This is before that. So you get weird stuff, like sometimes the way a character's shoulder bends to pick something up, or just neck joints that don't really exist, so some of that stuff comes off as scuff. I'm also not a fan of we touched on it once with the giant pores in the face. I know what they were going for, but at times it's really distracting. You're just like, this guy is like a Dalmatian. Like, what is happening here?
he needed lotion yesterday.
Yeah, but like it's that some of the stuff is really good, right? And I'm trying to think of other games that came out in 2015, right?
It feels so late.
So I'm thinking of like The Witcher 3 was out, right? And like I have not played The Witcher 3. I've seen some like gameplay of it. It doesn't feel like it has that same kind of scuff. But I can't knock it too hard for some of that stuff because, like Dan already said, and Steve kind of mentioned too, the city they did a good job with the city. The city feels really alive.
Yeah.
The neon lights, all the ambient noise, like all that stuff feels
Well,
really good. All the
just
people walking around.
yeah, just the sheer amount of stuff that you can do, or it's like whether it's like a mini game or like helping somebody out, like
Well, that kind of falls under gameplay,
yeah.
right? But just like looking at it from presentation, am I immersed,
Well,
right?
well,
And
then,
am I
well, that's what I mean. If the like because of that stuff exists, it's immersive.
Yeah. Um, so but I think I'm probably gonna give it a 3 just because of the era that it's from. And I think that the engine itself is a little like the blood spatter is there, but it's kind of weak,
Well,
right?
compared to
Like
Bloodborne, that came out in 2015.
right. There were just things that games were doing to cover up the flaws of the not using motion capture, right? And I don't think this game did. So,
Fair enough.
but I still think three is a good score. Where it excels, it definitely does. Like there were moments where I was like, "Oh, that's brutal," watching it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think like adding all the finishing type moves, and then the way that they show characters show up, and they kind of give them intros, and it feels really game-ish, not like real life. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm saying like it's really noticeable.
I personally like when you get into a random fight and one of the guys takes a swing at Kiryu and he just dodges it and he looks and he's like, "Tss." I'm like, dude, that guy's like, that's your cue to walk away. When that guy doesn't immediately pounce on you, he just dodges you and is like, it's your problem. That's your moment to walk away.
I was just kidding, Kiryu.
Yeah, whoops. I thought you were somebody else. Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah, no hard feelings. It's like patting his coat.
All right, so we're at a 5, a 4, and a 3. All right, and then for gameplay itself, I'll start. I feel like this is one of those games that's kind of like Silent Hill 2 for me. Love the story. The gameplay is fun, but I'm going to play 17 chapters of this game, and I feel like you are fighting the same damn enemy every
Yeah.
time.
No, the gameplay is its weakest link for sure.
Even if it's a boss. Like,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
finishing moves are fun, but you only get 3 styles. There's only so many finishing moves, so I think I'm really seeing, the extent of them. Right. So what I've played so far, I hope like the business portion is really important and that gives you more to do because just like duking it out with randos on the street for 17 chapters is not going to cut the mustard, I think. Like the story hard carries for me.
Yeah.
So that being said, what Dan said about the mini games, I did not explore at all. So I'm going to bump it up a point just because I did not feel like I had time to look at any of the mini games. And there's a ton of them. There's like car racing.
Oh,
Apparently there's business. There's
a crap ton.
karaoke.
There's dancing.
so many
Yeah.
that there's like a 2-player party mode. So I'm gonna bump the gameplay up to a 3 also. I was gonna give it a 2. And I think if this game didn't have those other enrichments, I think it would be a 2. But I'm gonna give it a 3.
Yeah.
Out of sheer ignorance. Maybe it's a 4, but I don't actually know.
I was gonna give it a 2. I don't know. Like, a part of it is a pacing problem, because I was playing the game and I was enjoying the story, but I really just wanted to fight people. Like, I don't know, I was just in the mood to fight people, and they just kept talking. And so, like, I felt like I wasn't playing a game. I was like watching a audio book.
I would have loved to have read this as a book. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's what I felt like I was doing. Like, the cutscenes are so long that I felt like I wasn't playing a game a lot of the time. So gameplay is kind of weak for me as so far as I have played, mostly because I feel like I haven't been playing a lot. I've been in a lot of cutscenes.
Where do you fall on it, Dan, gameplay wise? You as hard on it as we are?
No, this is a straight 5 for me. No, I'm just joking. It's
There's some bias here.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, it's a 3 for me as well. Like like Don pretty much nailed it on the head where it's like there's no enemy variety and like yeah, you get to learn new moves and like but like once you know how to deal with enemies, like how many different ways do you need to do it? You know what I mean? Like you already found an effective way to get rid of enemies. There's just other ways you could do it through like the leveling up system. That's pretty much just kind of on the back burner, to be honest, because you don't really need it.
It would have been great to like have enemies that behave differently. Like there's been beat 'em ups for basically as long as there's been video games.
Yeah,
And they have found creative ways to make certain enemies different and engaging and stand out.
yeah. Like the Mr. Shakedown was like a good enemy. Like they're going the right direction
Yeah.
with that, but like then
Yeah.
that like, he's like it.
Yeah.
And the occasional guy that has like the big guy with the chair that will like hit you if you get close to him. You get
Yeah.
the real big guy. But
Oh
other
He's
man,
in
I
the
forgot
hallway.
about him. I
yeah,
forgot about
Yeah.
him. Yeah, he's like the only one like that though.
yeah, but like other than that, everybody else is the same, and the bosses are pretty samey too. So it's like, the whole skill tree is just kind of like for what,
Like Kuze was fun, but his health bar was so big. It was like, let him throw his fit, get back in there. Let him throw his fit, get back in there. And then when he goes like his beast mode or whatever at the end, it's like dodge behind him, interrupt his combo, dodge behind him, interrupt his combo. And it's like, okay, I get having to do that a couple times, but you get to a point where you're like, all right, like
yeah.
I've done it like 10 times. Clearly I've mastered this skill. Can we just move on? Like,
Yeah. No, the fighting is definitely the weakest link in my opinion. But like I don't think it's just solely on that. Like you have a ton of mini games. You can play batting cages. You can play, disco dancing. You can do karaoke. There's a like ton of casino games. Like there's poker, blackjack, you name it. And then like other mini games like the cabaret and the real estate.
yeah, which is why I felt the need to bump it up a little bit for me, just because I didn't get into any of that. So
Yeah. So like you kind of have to look at it at a different perspective of like this isn't like a beat 'em up. This is more of a
this is a job.
well,
Yeah, but are you gonna rate Mario Party at a gameplay like 5 just because it has so many different kinds of games?
well, I mean, if they're all really fun and engaging, probably,
Well,
yeah.
that's why I didn't give it a 5. I
Yeah.
said I'm ignorant, so I'm gonna bump it up a point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying
Just in
how
case,
much
hedging
more
my bets.
how much more fun can you make mini games than Mario Party
I mean,
overall?
I'm a
Like,
blitzball enjoyer, so
but
And that's a case by case, I guess, but it depends on all like if
yeah,
every mini game's a fucking banger, then yeah, it'll probably be a 5. But, back
maybe I can't get into Mario Party that well.
yeah. I,
I don't know, like when you're constantly shifting gears in a game, it's one of the things
well,
that really grinds
yeah,
my
yeah,
gears
it's
when you're
not for
shifting them so often.
it's not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend Yakuza for everybody. I was actually apprehensive, like recommending it to you guys, but like I just wanted you to guys just play a game just so you guys know what it's all about.
Oh, I was having fun
Yeah,
for sure.
so yeah, so don't worry. I think we're gonna get to the pieces where it does excel, though. I think in these two areas, it mid to low excels, but in pacing though, which is kind of like our story category, but also like the game overstaying its welcome and whatever. So it's like long Final Fantasy X level cutscene, some fighting, long Final Fantasy X level cutscene, some fighting. Just like back and forth through that, and it's jarring at first, but then you realize that you've been playing for 5 hours, you've only beaten 2 chapters, and there's 17 chapters, and you need to understand that you're playing an Odyssey. You're not. This isn't just like a 10-hour experience. This is a major undertaking,
yeah,
to see this story.
yeah. It's RPG level.
Right. And when you consider that, and the fact that the cutscenes are good and the dialogue is impactful and important to what's going on in the story, like almost every bit of it, it's very well done. Uh, to me, the pacing actually becomes a 5 just on the back of the story itself. Like I want to play this game more. Like I am fine with its like now that I'm used to it and I know what to expect. I find myself just running to the next objective because I just want to see more story. Right.
Yeah,
Like it's funny. I'm like, okay, the fights are fine, but now I want to see the story. So
yeah,
that's why I keep playing it. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
No, the story is definitely where like these games excel for sure. Um, I'll probably give it a 4 myself. Like this, don't get me wrong, the story like is excellent, but I feel like in most of these games they don't really pick up until like near the real end. That's when they get like really good. But like I guess like what Dawn was saying, like a lot of the time where it's like I just want to see the story. So you'll be running to your next objective, and then you'll get this like cutscene of like the sub story, but like that kind of like takes your attention away from it. And it's like, no, I want to go to the story. I don't care about like this little girl wanting a freaking doll. Like I just because that happens a lot. Like when you're running around, it's like somebody's flagging you down for like their problems. And
Mister, Mister.
I like the kid who got robbed of the video game, and then the guy that robbed him of the video game gets robbed, and then that guy gets robbed. You end up having to beat up 4 people to get this video game back.
But it gets to a point where it's like, especially like if you go through like the whole cutscene thing, like you're almost like, okay, now where was I? Like you have to like kind of like re-jog your memory of like what happened in the story because of like you just took this like huge like detour of like helping this dude's problems out. Which is, if you like that sort of thing, then that's great. But like sometimes it's just like it can get kind of annoying because like maybe what they could have done is like maybe have like an exclamation point over the head to like, okay, this guy has a problem. Maybe I'll mess around with that for a bit. But no, if you're within the vicinity of it, it just automatically happens. And I think that kind of like can screw up pacing in some aspects.
I feel like the cutscenes are just so long.
They are.
Like I said, I want to play the game, but I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Just watch the cutscenes on YouTube.
Yeah. So,
It's
but they're great.
It's legit.
Yeah.
They're really animated. They are well put together. They're the dialogue is written well. So I'm gonna go with a 4 because it's really good. But like pacing wise, I feel like those cutscenes should be just a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Fair take.
Playability, which is a funny category, but it is really about at general access to the game. Is it easy to get a hold of and play? But also, is it something that you would recommend in 2025? Now, hold on to your butts, guys. This game is 10 years old. So
already.
ouchies. But I think this game probably, just from what Steve was saying, what Steve was saying about the pacing and the cutscenes, I recognize that it's probably not a game for everybody. So so my likelihood of recommending it probably goes down.
Yeah.
But it is a very accessible game. You can get it on Steam, which
Well, you can get
is great.
all the Yakuza games on Steam, and they go on sale often, like very often.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to give it a 4 in this category also. And I'm going to give it that because this is not a game I've ever blinked at twice. Like you proposed it, Dan, and I probably would not have ever have played it if you didn't. Because to me, I thought it was just going to be like GTA, and I don't really care for GTA.
I was in the same boat. Like one of our buddies, Tom, like he was in the Yakuza games, which I thought was kind of weird because I didn't think it was like up his alley. But and I was just like, whatever. But then the RPG ones came out because I am an RPG fan, so I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. And just from playing that one and how good the story was, made me go back and play these beat 'em up ones. So
Yeah, no, it really swayed me.
yeah,
Like, so, if you can get an apprehensive person to pick this game up, I'm sure they would like it. So I'm going to give playability a 4. I don't think it's absolutely perfect.
yeah.
Some people might put it down because of the cutscene thing, or they're not obligated to play it for a podcast.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I think 4 is fair. I echo the same sentiments.
Agreed. I think like if you're recommending this to somebody, you have to be like really specific of like what the game is. Because if you just say, "Oh, it's a beat 'em up," they're in for a bad time if you just say that. You know what I mean? Because it's not. I wouldn't really call this a beat 'em up. Yeah, like, there's some sort of like fights where like you're fighting and you're beating people up, but like at the same time, like the cutscenes are long. It's like it's more like an RPG. I would say like it's an RPG.
Yeah, it's a beat 'em up drama.
Heavy on the story.
Oh, it's definitely a drama. This is a soap opera for sure.
This is like soap opera fighting.
Yeah, like exactly. You have to be specific on how you would describe this to somebody, because just saying one thing about it, they're going to get misguided. I feel like. So yeah.
So you're 4 also.
I'm a 4 as well.
X Factors, the category, or choice specs is the category, which is whatever we want to talk about with this game, something that makes it unique and does that unique factor stand out amongst everything else. Steve, you haven't led us yet, so go ahead and kick this one off.
As far as like a unique thing that this game has, I can't think of a whole lot of special only to this game. It pulls a lot from a lot of games, which is for some people great, some people might not be so great. Tons of mini games, lots of dialogue, beat 'em up style game. Um, but I think when you put all of them together and you culminate it into one product, I think it's exceptional. Um, but I mean, it's definitely not perfect. So
No.
I'm in between a 3 and a 4. I'll just do a 4 because I think it's a testament to something that I don't think I would have played it normally, and playing it makes me excited to play more. So it surprised me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's much unique factors as well, but like I do think it was pretty cool that this game like swap between two main characters, and then they're like have their own
True.
they have their own fighting styles, and both ex Yakuza, but like their objectives are different, but like ultimately their goals pretty much the same. So I mean, yeah, and they're both like personality wise, they're both completely different. Um, you may not see it at first, but Majima his personality does change throughout the games. Um, but like, yeah, I think I would give this a 4 too. Or no, I take that back. I'll probably give it a 3. Like, I'll do a 3.
You know what though? Your little speech swayed me. I think I'm actually going to give it a 4 also. And what I mean by that is about the two characters thing. So now that I know these characters don't meet, that's an interesting decision, right? Because then it's like, well, why didn't you just make two games? But if your choices were, I'm going to make two games that are very much the same, and not offer much diversity between those two games, or I'm going to make one game that tells two stories. I actually feel like that was a good decision, and
Yeah,
it's a fairly unique one, especially because it turns into nothing, right? Like in the game, like it's not like the characters are related later on in the series, but they're not really in this game other than meeting each other at the end, right?
yeah,
So it's almost like why, but you're almost getting a 2-for-1 in that deal. And if the 2-for-1 was bad, that'd be a problem, but the 2-for-1 is really good. So
yeah. I mean, like we said
that is fairly
before,
unique.
like the 17 chapters, and especially if you're just not gunning through the story, like if you just like take a break from the story and do like some mini games and you do like some side quests, you could easily probably put like 80 hours into this game, 60 to 80 hours.
So that gives our final scores of Dan at 19, Steve at 18, and me at 19.
Respectable.
So yeah, so that makes 38 plus 18, 56 out of 65 possible points. Somebody get up their calculator and give me the percentage.
89.
89%.
Yeah.
89.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can't I'm not disappointed with that. You know, I wasn't sure, like, I'm like, at least for like Steve, I know that this is not like his type of game, but like, I was like, you know what the hell? Music's good. I just thought maybe like, the story's really good. Like, you might have enjoyed it, but
Good pick.
yeah,
I have some audience commentary too, just a few. I have Tom who says Yakuza 0 is amazing, who's the one that put you onto the series, Dan.
yeah, you did.
I don't know if I like it more than the turn-based, like a dragon entries in the franchise, but it's definitely my favorite of the beat 'em up style ones. Majima has, in my opinion, one of the coolest character intros I've seen from just about any game. I would agree. Majima's a show stealer, and he needed to be because you were invested in another story at that point,
Yeah.
and he delivered. Huck says, "Is Yakuza 0 retro?" Depends on who you ask.
I mean, it could be.
I just played the Yakuza Kiwami this year. It was a remake of the first one, and it was pretty sweet.
Huck said that.
Yep.
Oh
Matt
wow.
says, I need to pick Yakuza 0 back up. Currently, I've been playing Pokemon Legends ZA and Final Fantasy 6 T Edition mod. So, yeah, thank you for that. And moving on, we're ready to conclude this thing.
Put it away.
Yep, we're going to put it away, put it back on the shelf. It's triple A-ness. Um, and, and Steve is going to give us our first of the backlog games to play this winter. What you got?
So, considering my excitement for the games that I brought up from the Game Awards, I know that Dan likes this game, and I do too, and Don has not played it, and I'd like him to. So, I'm gonna force everybody to play Tomb Raider, the 2014 remake or reboot.
It's a good
And
game.
it's only $2 on Steam, so
Oh yeah, get it while you can.
$2.
Get it while you can.
That's insane. I feel like I would pick that up even if I didn't intend to play it, so that maybe one day I would.
Yeah, no, it's
It's really
good.
good.
It's fairly. I would say yeah,
it's like Uncharted.
yeah, it's fairly different from like the original Tomb Raiders, where like you can get like 100%. I wouldn't call it like a Metroidvania ish. Like it's not that, but like you can go back onto like a previous map and like collect stuff until like a map says like 100% on it. I don't know what you would call it. Is that like a collective? I wouldn't say it's a collectathon.
No,
People
it
do
is.
call Uncharted Collectathon.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I guess like if you want to, it's like a third-person shooter adventure collectathon survival game.
Yeah,
Like
It's
it has a bunch
Uncharted.
of stuff in it. Yeah, it's Uncharted.
yeah,
Very cool.
It's a treasure hunter game.
yeah. It's good stuff. And there's like a bunch of ways Lara can die. Like there's a lot of animations.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's always been a staple of the franchise,
Yeah.
right?
oh yeah.
Brutal death animation.
And this is the one that takes place in Japan.
Oh, neat. So we're not going far then. Geographic.
No.
No. Maybe she'll find
Right.
Kiryu.
So before we go, I do like to say that our theme music is done by Cubby. If you're so inclined to check him out, his Bandcamp is in our description. Our show is edited by the three of us, and we do all of our own graphic design. And what some talented three guys we are. So thank you very much. Lady Leashy in our Discord, or the wife of Steve, is our social media coordinator, and we wouldn't be here unless you guys were listening. So thank you to our audience, and thank you especially to the people who hang out in our Discord with us every week. You guys make it so cool to do this project and talk about this stuff. And honestly, just December's been a really cool month because we've been talking to you guys more through all the contests and the giveaways, and just seeing your guys' excitement around that. It was really cool to see Derek, who won the Master Ball with the belt
I know.
finally.
That was such a good picture.
Just like
I love it.
really awesome. So yeah.
Well, you know what that means. If you want a prize on the next league, pick a really good game.
Clear obscure.
Very good. All right, so we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for Tomb Raider, the 2014 reboot, for $2. Game over, fellas?
Game over.
Game over.